I'm not here to teach you what to think. I'm here to teach you how to think. Okay, here we go. The 10 rules of the Harem Master. They are all equally important. One is not more important than the other. Pick the one that you are weakest in and work on that until you are strongest in it. Then move on to the next weakest one. So even though I'm going to read them to you in this order, that doesn't mean that, because it's the first rule, it's the most important. They're all equally important. The first rule of the Harem Master is learning how to be honest with her. It's never an issue of if you should be honest. It's a question of how to be honest. Because if you're going to lie, you don't need to learn game. Anybody can lie. The problem with constantly lying is that long term, you always lose out. Long term, you will lose your friends, you will lose your lovers. You will constantly have to build up again. After learning about women like I have, I am always under the assumption that I am never the only guy she is dating. I am always under the assumption that I certainly am not the only guy she is fucking. I just assume that she fucks someone since our previous date. When you become quote-unquote that guy, the one that knows a woman's reality, the one that does not count, the one whose dick they suck right after they come back from their wedding rehearsal, you simply do not take anything for granted. Monogamy is not an absolute assumption ever. It is not impossible and can be very fulfilling for many people, but never assume it. So you do need to be honest with women that you're dating other women. But the fact is, while you're getting to know a woman, and especially up until the point you have sex with them, where your dick goes is none of her business. The same way that who shoves it into her is none of your business. It's not your business how many guys that she's been with. It's not your business when the last time she got laid was. She could have gotten laid 6 hours before the two of you were scheduled to be together. It's not your business. She has a right to her life and her privacy. When does it become your business? When you actually want to make some sort of a commitment to her. That's when it becomes your business. Because now you want to build a life with her and you're trying to figure out the boundaries. But until that point, never make any sort of assumption of that nature. All right, rule number 2 of harem management. It's called Dangle the Carrot. Now, I wrote this at a time when I wasn't married. I am married now. I personally do want to get married one day, but I don't want to get married to just anyone, just for the sake of being married. I want to marry the woman that will be the best woman for me. I want to be able to choose who she is and get her if I want her, and not have the relationship with her just because I can't get any other relationship. I don't want to just settle for someone I do not want. I want to have choice. I tell each woman that I date this exact story. For me, this is true. That is why it works. In fact, for most men, it is true. Usually, the more women they have already slept with, the more true it is. Now, here is where it gets dangerous. If you really don't see yourself getting married sometime in the future, and I'm talking realistically here, then don't start making promises like that. Because again, if you start saying things like, well, I want to get married someday, but you don't actually see yourself getting married someday, then you're lying. And if you're lying, I don't know if it's an issue of self-sabotage. I don't know if it's a subconscious thing. But here's what I can tell you. Most of the guys that I counsel are basically honest guys. They're basically good, decent guys. And when they lie to get women, on some level, they will screw it up for themselves. And I really believe that it's because they see themselves getting something in an underhanded manner, and they don't feel good about it. So even if they have a great relationship as a result of it, they will screw it up because they know they had to lie to get there. In other areas of our life, whether it's education or career, we're used to the idea of having to earn it. But when it comes to relationships, if you catch yourself lying just to be in a relationship, on some level, your relationship is going to screw up and you're the one who's going to make that happen. It's better to be honest and potentially lose a girl than it is to lie to them, get them, and screw the both of you up emotionally. So if you're going to dangle the carrot, if you're going to let her know that down the road you want to get married someday, make sure you're being honest about it. Now here's another thing. Part of dangling the carrot. Let's say you're dating a girl and you know for absolute certainty you will never marry her. Because according to your own criteria, she's not even an option. And I'll give you guys a specific example. Let's say the girl is not of the same religion as you. And although you're willing to date as many girls as possible, in your head you're already thinking, I will only marry a woman who's of the same culture and religion as me. If you have that in the back of your head, don't lie to women saying, well, I might be into an interfaith marriage. Because if you're not, all you're doing is hurting her and hurting you.